Hello there, it's Karen here from Crafty Little Miss K, and I am still using the Santa's Workshop goodies that I got from pre-order from my Stampin' Up! Occasions catalogue for 2018. This time I did say on my previous video that I thought that this paper was absolutely lush because it's all flocked, all the white is flocked and it's so touchy-feely. So this time I've made a cute little box. Just a basic little box. The ribbon's slightly skew with, but just to sort of show you how it sits. But I thought to myself, I think this might look very nice on black, so I'm going to do another one, but in black this time, with the red lid, but with the black base. And I've got some beautiful ribbon from the new catalogue. It's in their Halloween section, but it's all glittery. I don't know if that's coming up on the camera with my craft light on. Sadly, the nights are starting to draw in now here in the UK, and obviously summer is still going full pelt. We've still got the school summer holidays going on, but I am starting to think about the end of the month, the end of the year now, and to thinking about what I can make for my family and friends for Christmas. And whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to definitely use these boxes because they are so cute. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what I've used. So first of all, this is the Signs of Santa stamp set that I'm using, and I'm using this little one here, which is the official seal of the North Pole. And I've got that stamp on a block all ready to go. To cut that out, oops, sliding everywhere. To cut that out, I'm using two of the circles from my layering circles framelits. These are the second from smallest plain one and the third from smallest scalloped one. Okay, on the last one I used punches, on this red one I used punches, but I'm going to go with the other ones. Yeah, and then I'm using black and red and the DSP again. Now I've already pre-scored parts of this, so the black square, it measures 7 by 7, and then I've just scored down 2 inches on all of the 4 sides. And then the red, to make the lid slightly larger, if you use a shim tucked away on the end here, it just stops it from going right up to the edge, and I've just used an offcut from the black when I cut it. I've done 3 sides here, so I'm just going to do the last one now. So you just sort of butt it up like that. You know, don't push too hard, otherwise it'll just fall off. And then you score at 1/2 inch very carefully, and then at 1.5. Okay, because what I'm going to do, the lid, to make sure, because of the flocking on it, to try and make it nice and smooth edge on it, I'm going to slightly reinforce it. So that can go over to my scrap bin over there. And I'm done with the scoring. So let's put that out of the way for now. So I'll start off with the black. And all you need to do is just fold and press all those score lines out, as you would normally to make a box. Okay, and we'll cut those down in a moment. And then this one, with the flocking, it is a little bit more delicate. So although it's really quite thick paper, so just very carefully iron out that. Just very gently just run it across on those score lines. And then I've got a little tiny bit of glue on that side. Let me just be careful with that. That's better. So, I mean, it's double-sided, so if you didn't want the flocking, if you didn't want this beautiful red touchy-feely, you could have the bows. And the bows, there's no flocking on that side, so they're quite plain. Okay. But I think it makes it nice and interesting on the inside of the lid. So this is the final edge. Just making sure that's nicely folded out. Now, you can't see these lines, but I can. So I've got a double score line. I've got one coming down here, obviously on corresponding sides, and I've got one coming down there. So what you're going to do is, on the inner of the lines, just come down to the second, or cut up to the second score line, which is here, as you can see, and then do the same on the outer part. And then you're going to miter in that edge, cut that excess piece off, miter in that one there, and then miter in these cuts as well. Oh, it's a bit bendy, that one, like that. So I'm just going to straighten up a bit. That's better. So some demonstrators will have you do them on both sides. I like to be a bit more symmetrical, so I'm going to be turning my paper around as I do it, like that. Well, if you can see that I actually scored it just slightly wrong there, but you can hardly tell on the other side. Okay. Okay, so this might take some time, so I might just pause the video while I cut this out, because you don't want to be seeing me cutting out paper. You know what you're doing on this anyway. So I'm just going to pause it. I'll come back in a moment. Okay, so I paused and finished off the lid. All the pieces are now cut out on that one, and I'm just finishing off the base and just cut up just minutely the other side of that score line to keep the edge nice and straight, and then just cut out wedges for this, so that when they come together like that, you're not having a piece that you're not sort of making it stick up like that. It's nice straight edge. And you can see my trimmer needs to be replaced, the blade. I think it's getting a little bit furry there. Okay, so just scoop all this stuff into the bin, and you'll notice there is bits of flock on your paper as well, or the work surface, whatever you're using. Okay, so with this one, it's going to be nice and easy. I'm just going to use some Tombow glue, but on this one, when I made this box, I used the Tombow on this as well. But because it's flocked and the glue soaks into it a little bit, it did take a bit of effort to make sure the edges stayed closed. So I'm going to actually use tearing tape and hope that that works on that one. But let's get the glue going on this one first. So I just want to put some glue on each of those 4 flaps. Okay, and then just bring them up, make sure you've got a nice sharp edge on the corner there, and then I just sort of come along with my bone folder and press that out just to make sure it's all nicely stuck before I go into the next one. Nice sharp edge again. Now with these ones, just make sure that they're tucking inside before you fold them up. That's it. I've got glue in my thumb then as well. So nice sharp edge, and there's a tiny minute bit of glue there, so we'll just have that off before we set it down. And then finally that one. Okay, and that's the box done, so we'll leave it off to one side to dry. Now for the lid, and like I said, I'm going to use the tearing tape on this one. So let's bring my scissors back. So let's just pop some on here. Like that. Just make sure that it all presses down onto that flocking, otherwise it won't stick properly. Oops. Okay, and I'm just going to use my piercing tool just to take that off a bit easier, she says. Here we go. And the last one. Oops. If you haven't got a piercing tool, obviously just use your scissors would be ideal, because they've got a nice sharp point on them if you've got the scissors like this. Okay, so just again bring them up to a nice sharp edge. Oh, that's sticking much better than the Tombow did. I mean, if you've got some of that lovely red tape that sort of sticks everything, it's like cement, like yeah, that's ideal for making boxes. If you've got any of that, use it, but I've got the tearing tape from Stampin' Up, so okay, so I'm just going to give it a little extra press just to make sure, but I think that's sticking way better than the wet glue did earlier. But I will use a Tombow on this because it's the ordinary plain paper, because what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some glue on these flaps here like that, because it's going paper to paper rather than flocking onto the paper, then it will sit nicer. It will sit, you know, you won't sort of like be pulling away, soaking in. Okay, and then you just take one edge, press down. That's it. Next one. There we are, and provided I've got my measurements correct, that's a little snug that side, let's try it that way around, that's better. There we go, actually it sits nicely now, there we are. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just add some of the, actually before I do that, let me stamp up and cut out these pieces because I have to use the big shot. So I've got some scrap paper here. I've got a bit of black scrap for the scalloped edge. The larger one just fits nicely. So we're going to use Memento ink. Just to make sure it's all on there properly. That's it. There we go. With these photopolymer stamps, it's always best to have some kind of padding. I've got quite a thick paper pad here, but it's always nice to have some padding there so that you get a nice image. Okay, give that a sec to dry while I'm pulling out my big shot. And I've still got those rickety old plates that I had in my last video, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they're working fine. If I was using foil, I would have put my clean new ones on. Just going to cut that out. That's it. Make sure that's right in the middle. That'll do. Okay, and then I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals. I've just heard my front door go. I think that's my son home from work, so there might be a shout in a minute, so him saying hello. Yep, that's definitely him. I can hear him downstairs. There we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get that lovely shiny sparkly ribbon, which is quite stiff actually, and I'm just gonna, I might go across, go sideways like that. No, let's do the same as before. So turn it upside down, oops, cross over, come back round, and I'm just going to tie this one in a knot, mainly because I'm not going to undo the ribbon again. There we go. That's quite nice like that actually. And then I'm just going to tuck that one underneath there. What I'll do is I might add a bit of tear and tape or something, but or even a glue dot might be nice actually. A glue dot will stick. In fact, let's do that. Pull that out of my drawer. And my piercing tool. Work out where the north is on there, and then I can stick onto the box. Just slide it underneath the ribbon a little bit like that. Oops, and there we go. Beautiful. Didn't take too long at all. So there we are. We've got the red version and the black version, and beautiful flocking. There we go, all done. So I hope you like it, hope you have a go. If you want any of these supplies and you live in the UK, let me know, and I can send you out a catalogue, or you can go online and order from my online shop. Everything you need, all the links and things are down below. Please Give me a thumbs up if you like, and also if you're watching me for the first time, if you hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you come and join me again sometime in the future for another video, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.